Welcome to our channel, where we explore the fascinating world of coin collecting. In today's video, we're diving into the top 3 most valuable and historic UK 2 coins, featuring Queen Elizabeth first up, the 1975 UK 2 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, particularly those with a red shade or red-toned surface. This coin may appear ordinary to some, but it holds a special place in the world of collectors due to its unique color tones, historical context, and the interest surrounding its production during the mid-1970s. The 1975 2 coin is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in the UK starting in 1971. The coin was struck in bronze, weighing 7.12 grams with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. The obverse features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers, encircled by a coronet, with the motto Ich dien beneath it, and the words 2pence at the top and the number 2 below. In 1975, the Royal Mint did not release any 2 coins for general circulation. All coins dated 1975 were struck specifically for official collector sets, known as specimen or proof sets. This means that no 1975 2 coins were ever used in everyday transactions. Because they were never in circulation, coins from this year are generally found in excellent condition, often with a brilliant uncirculated finish or in proof quality. Now, let's talk about the red shade often seen on these coins. Over time, the bronze alloy used in these coins can develop a reddish tone or patina, particularly if the coin has been well preserved and stored in original packaging. The red appearance is not a mint error or an intentional design feature, but rather a result of the coin's copper content reacting with air and environmental conditions. Collectors sometimes prize these red-toned coins, especially if the color is rich and uniform. A bright red or full red coin can indicate that the coin has not been handled much and has retained its original mint luster, which is highly desirable. Because the 1975 2 coin was only released in sets and never circulated, its value depends heavily on condition and demand. A standard proof or uncirculated coin from a 1975 mint set usually sells between £1 and $5 on the collector market. However, coins that have retained a vivid red shade, especially if graded by a professional service or sealed in their original Royal Mint packaging, can sometimes be sold for higher amounts, ranging from $5 to $15 depending on overall eye appeal and interest from collectors. Coins that have toned attractively or have remained pristine for decades are often more sought after. It's also important to be cautious, as some sellers may exaggerate the value of these coins online, especially by emphasizing the red coloring. While the red tone can be attractive, it doesn't make the coin extremely rare by itself. What matters more is the combination of color, condition, and provenance, such as whether it comes from a verified proof or BU set. In summary, the 1975 UK 2 coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is a non-circulating issue that holds numismatic value due to its limited release and historical context within the decimal coinage system. The red-toned examples are particularly attractive to collectors, especially when found in unblemished and original condition. While not exceedingly rare, these coins are still collectible and often serve as a beautiful piece of mid-1970s British coinage history. Next up, we're going to talk about the 1971 UK 2 coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Specifically focusing on coins that are in bad or heavily circulated condition. This coin is important not just because it was the first of its kind, but also because it marked a turning point in British coinage history. The year 1971 was a major milestone in the United Kingdom's monetary system. This was the year the UK officially went decimal, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a new simplified structure. On February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, the UK introduced a range of new coins, and among them was the 2 coin. It was the very first year this denomination was issued. The 1971 2 coin was struck in bronze, made of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. It weighs 7.12 grams and has a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. The obverse features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, showing her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The reverse of the coin displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon below that bears the motto Ich dien, meaning I serve. The words new pence appear above, and the number 2 is positioned at the bottom. Because it was the first issue of the 2 coin, the Royal Mint produced a very large number of these coins for circulation, nearly 1.5 billion pieces. These coins were used daily by millions of people across the country, and as a result, many 1971 2 coins exist today in worn, scratched, or discolored condition. A coin in bad condition typically shows flattened details on the Queen's portrait, wear on the feathers and coronet on the reverse, loss of original luster, and sometimes even surface damage like corrosion or verdigris, especially if it was stored improperly. Now, when it comes to value, the truth is that 1971 2 coins in bad condition are generally very common and not considered rare. In worn condition, their value is mostly sentimental or historical. Most bad condition coins from 1971 are worth only their face value of 2 pence, or at most a few pence to a casual collector. However, for someone who's building a date set of British decimal coins, even a worn 1971 coin might hold interest as a foundational piece. That said, there are a few exceptions. If the coin has an interesting die error or a unique minting flaw, it might catch the attention of a specialist collector. Also, if it has a strong red or brown color with a nice patina, it could be valued slightly more for its appearance. But in general, for bad condition 1971 coins, the market value usually ranges between 0.02 to 0.10. It's always good to check with coin dealers or use coin forums to compare what others are paying. The historical importance of the 1971 2 coin comes from its role in the decimal transition. Even in bad condition, it's a reminder of how much British currency changed in the early 1970s and how this coin helped the public adapt to a new monetary system. So, while a 1971 2 coin in bad condition may not make you rich, it still holds value as a piece of British history. For beginner collectors, it's an affordable and educational coin to start a decimal collection. And for those who enjoy coin hunting, it's always satisfying to hold a piece of the UK's modern numismatic legacy in your hand. Next up, we're exploring the 1976 UK 2 coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, with a focus on coins in bad or worn condition. While this coin might not seem special at first glance, it carries historical significance and still holds interest among collectors, even when it's far from perfect. The 1976 2 coin was part of the decimal currency system introduced in the UK in 1971. This coin continued the design and format established in the early 1970s. It was made of bronze, with a diameter of 25.9 millimeters and a weight of 7.12 grams. On the obverse side, you'll find the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, which was used on coins from 1968 to 1984. She is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a familiar image to collectors and the general public alike. On the reverse, the coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, above the German motto, Ich dien, meaning I serve. The words new pence appear at the top, with the number 2 at the bottom. In 1976, over 600 million 2 coins were struck for general circulation. Because of this high mintage, the coin is extremely common, especially in circulated or poor condition. A bad condition 1976 coin will usually show clear signs of wear and tear. The queen's profile may be smooth and flat, the feathers and coronet. On the reverse might have lost definition, and the coin's original shine will likely have faded. In some cases, coins have scratches, dents, discoloration, or even corrosion caused by decades of handling, exposure to moisture, or poor storage. When it comes to value, coins from 1976 in bad condition are not considered rare or especially collectible. Since there are so many of them still in circulation or tucked away in drawers and old coin jars, demand is low for worn examples. Most of these coins hold only face value, which is 2 pence. In collector markets, badly worn 1976 coins are usually sold for just a few pence, typically between 0.02 and 0.10. However, there are a few exceptions. A bad condition coin with an unusual mint error, such as an off-center strike, double, die, or die crack, might attract interest from error coin collectors, but these cases are rare. Despite its low monetary value in bad condition, the 1976 2 coin is a meaningful piece for anyone interested in British numismatic history. It represents a time when the UK was still adjusting to the relatively new decimal system. Also, it's worth noting that the reverse design still used the term new pence in 1976. This wording remained until 1982, when it was replaced with simply 2 pence. For this reason, the new pence series coins have become a defined chapter in the history of UK coinage. Collectors who are just starting out often include these coins in their collections because they are easy to find and affordable. Even in poor condition, a 1976 2 coin can serve as an educational piece that helps people learn about coin grading, wear patterns, and how coins age over time. It's also a good reminder that every coin has a story, even if it's scratched, faded, or forgotten in a jar of change. So while the 1976 UK 2 coin in bad condition isn't worth much money, it still holds historical and educational value. For new collectors, it's a perfect example of a circulated decimal coin. And for those who enjoy exploring everyday history through coins, even a well-worn piece like this can be interesting and worthwhile.